I'm Gabriel Michael, and I will begin my second year as a history major at the University of California, Merced this fall, and I've spent the season here in Yosemite working as an intern with the Wilderness Education Branch through the Yosemite Leadership Program. When I began to research colleges I wanted to attend during my senior year of high school, I began to consider UC Merced. And while the new campus and facilities, the small professor to student ratio, and the strong sense of community I felt when touring the campus made UC Merced an attractive option, it was the Yosemite Leadership Program that sold me on this school. The opportunity to learn about leadership skills that can be applied to 21st century problems in association with the National Park Service and Yosemite in particular made UC Merced my dream school. As a child, my parents made it a priority to expose me to the wonders of Yosemite, just as their parents had before them. And so every other summer, my parents would show me around Yosemite. I marveled at the giant sequoias, the imposing force of Yosemite Falls, the tranquility of Tuolumne Meadows, and the striking icon that is Half Dome. With my family, I fell in love with Yosemite and the wildlife residing inside of it. It influenced the way I thought about my life, my role in the world, and my future. More than that, it shaped the way I thought about the National Park Service and the rangers that make Yosemite possible. The way other children looked up to firefighters and policemen, I would look up to park rangers knowing that they were responsible for all of this. So when the opportunity arose for me to attend UC Merced and apply to the Yosemite Leadership Program, I did not hesitate. I immediately applied to the on-campus program and soon after applied to the summer internship, hoping to become a small part of what keeps Yosemite the most majestic landscape on this planet. As an intern for wilderness education, my job was of two parts. The first, assisting wilderness rangers at wilderness permit stations located in the valley and in Hills Studio. For this portion of the job, I would educate visitors wanting to experience this vast, expansive wilderness of Yosemite National Park. I assisted our wilderness staff in providing a clear, accurate, and concise wilderness message, providing visitors with the resources necessary for them to have a safe, exciting backpacking experience. I would issue permits to groups and individuals, go through leave no trace principles and ethics for their upcoming trip, and also rent out bear canisters to those in need. The second part of my job consisted of going on patrols with a wilderness ranger. I would backpack for 3 days and 2 nights participating in visitor contacts. These contacts consisted of checking in on our patrons of the wilderness and checking their wilderness permits. In addition, I logged trail reports, participated in clearing and reducing fire rings, and pruning of downed trees and other basic trail maintenance. Prior to this internship, I had never backpacked before. However, by picking the brain of numerous experienced rangers that I would accompany on these patrols, I now consider myself a confident backpacker. More than that, however, these patrols offered a once-in-a-lifetime experience to getting to accompany park rangers on backpacking trips, and allowed myself to explore some of the most beautiful places in the park. Separate from my wilderness position, every Friday, all of the interns would come together and participate in an environmental leadership seminar where we would learn the basics of environmental awareness, stewardship, and advocacy. We had awesome speakers come in and talk to us, including artists, stewardship organizers, planners, ecologists, and even filmmakers. Our Friday classes truly exposed me to the many different ways in which ordinary, talented people can use their gift, their passion, to advocate environmental stewardship and truly influence change in our society. To be able to see how many different ways people can use their platform from good was eye-opening and something I will take with me as I continue my educational career and beyond. But as much as anything else in this internship, it was the friendships this summer that made an impact on me. It was so interesting how people who went to school with me, our small, intimate school, yet managed to never meet, would become such good friends. We explored the park together. We found awesome water holes and enjoyed amazing views together. We learned to cook for our own with each other, and most of all, we fell in love with Yosemite all over again with each other. I mean, these are people, schoolmates of mine, that I could have easily walked past in the halls a dozen times and just simply never noticed, and yet now have become such big impacts on my life. When I was growing up, my dad told me that the point of life is to leave the world in a better place than when you found it. For that reason, I aspired to teach with my history degree. Moreover, I feel like I've accomplished this goal this summer, for however minute it was, I feel as if I've made an impact on Yosemite. Whether it was helping a visitor plan an amazing backpacking experience or helping a visitor find the restroom, I felt as if I've made a positive impact on those I was around this summer. This summer, I was able to learn how to live independently and accomplish feats I never thought were possible, such as hike Half Dome, something I've dreamed about ever since I was a little kid. And after getting to live in Yosemite and work side by side with some of the most amazing people I've ever met, I aspire to work in Yosemite in the future. Throughout the summer, I would receive thank yous from visitors for my volunteer service, and while I always smiled and replied with a "it's a pleasure," I always felt a sense of guilt afterwards, for I spent the summer living the dream of backpacking and living in Yosemite. For it shouldn't be the visitors thanking me, it should be me thanking the visitors for allowing all of this to happen. And now, I would like to thank the Yosemite Conservancy, Yosemite National Park and the National Park Service, my school, UC Merced, my amazing supervisor Lissy Crutch, and my mentor and friend Jessica Rivas, and anyone else who made this summer possible, as I will now live my life as an environmental steward, fighting and working towards saving and protecting this vast wilderness and wilderness across the world. I will take away everything I learned this summer and implement that into my future as a teacher, college career, and hopefully as a future park ranger.